Hello everyone, this is a video lecture for College Algebra, Math 1314 Section 9.1. We're going to be starting to talk about matrices. So matrices come from systems of equations. We can go back and forth between the two in order to solve particular systems. So we could have been doing this in previous sections, but it's more applicable here because we're going to be using x, y, and z, which Desmos graphing is not capable of solving for us. They can do x and y, but as soon as you do z, it won't be able to do that all at once. We need to use matrices. Matrices are very simple to do. It says rewrite this as a matrix. First question on your homework. And you're going to change those numbers here. You're just going to rewrite your numbers. 1 y, 8 z, and then there's an augment. It's called an augment. It basically means the equal sign, and then 3. So your columns here are x's, y's, z's, equal sign, and then numbers. And as long as you're lining it up like that, it should be good to go. So the next row would be a 3, -6, -1, 5, 1, -8, -3, -9. There you go. Very simple. Back and forth. This is your answer. This is what you would be typing into your homework assignment, etc. So there are times whenever it's a little bit strange. Sometimes, let's just say that they didn't write this at all. And so, like, it would look like 3x minus z equals 5. I'm going to ask you, what's your y value? And you won't have a y, it's 0. And so what you would actually have here then instead, you'd have to put a 0 there because it just doesn't exist. So you'd have to put a 0. How many y's do you have? 0. So watch out because they're going to try to have it simplified somehow, and you need to watch out and not, like, I guess, skip over that variable. Okay, there we go. All right. Question number 2, rewrite as a set of equations. So we're taking a matrix and we're going backwards, back to sets of equations. This is not hard. Again, if you remember, this is x, y, z equals -14. We're going to simplify, so we got a 4x. There ain't no y's, so you don't have to write that. There's a 3z is equal to -14. The next one, we have a y, then z is equal to 15, and then finally 7x plus 5y is equal to 8. Notice how many z's? 0 z's. 0 z's, so you don't have to write that. There you go. This is actually the 3 different answers that they're going to want in your math homework program. So pretty easy stuff there. Good to go. So we can go back and forth now. All right, so now for the real matrix stuff. It says, here's a matrix. Go ahead and solve. So in order to do this, we're going to use Desmos matrix. Desmos matrix. And so what I want to do is pull that thing up, and we're going to go and put this thing in. So there's your Desmos. And we're not doing graphing. Instead, math tools. We're going to go to matrix calculator. Okay. So to be able to do this, we're going to say new matrix. And so I click new matrix here. And I'm going to adjust this a tiny bit. There we go. And we need to get the right size. Well, if you go back, this is a 3 by 4. And just like the other ones we have done earlier, this is 3 rows, 4 columns, a 3 by 4. So I need to put a 3 by 4. And then I need to go and put all of the numbers in there, into Desmos. And so I have a 1, 1, -1, -4. 1, -1, -4. Again, it's very easy to make mistakes here. And I'm having to go back and forth, so sorry about that. 3, -1, +1, 8. So 3, -1, -4, +8. Again, go back and forth to make sure. Oh, sorry. -1, +1, then an 8. There we go. And then finally, the last row, -1, 4, -3, 1. -1, 4, -3, 1. just going to verify. All right. So one thing I'm going to ask for you to try out on your computer, if you have the room, try to put two different sides up. Have your Desmos matrix calculator on one side, your homework on the other side, and that way it's way easier to go back and forth. I'm just limited on my screen size here with you, so that's what you're going to do. So you put them all in, great, and now we need to actually solve. So I'm going to hit enter, and then we're going to press this RREF. You could type it as well, but RREF of A, and it gives you these numbers right here. And that's your answer. So I'm going to write this down. The only things that are kind of different are the 1, 17, and 22. Okay, so let me write that down, and I'm going to explain it here. Notice that I already know what the answer is for this. 1, 17, 22. Okay, so what's going on is that this is x, y, z equals a number. And if I rewrite this as an equation, then we got 1x, 0y, 0z is equal to 1. We don't need those zeros. And so what you essentially have is x equal to 1. And similarly with the other equations, they're just giving you the answers. So 17, 22, there you go. On your math homework program, they're going to have 3 boxes. You put it in just like that. There you go. There's your answer. Very simple. So that's how you solve stuff. RREF, and I guess you can close it off if you want to. You can also type that. So let's go and do this some more. So here's another one. It says solve, and now it's A, B, and C. Well, it doesn't really matter because in the end, we're just going to be using those numbers. I'm going to write them really tiny up here, if you don't mind, so that I can go back and forth really quickly. And it's just because my limited screen size with you. It's just a little harder here. So I'm going to just scroll this down a little bit here. Okay, and you'll have to trust me on what's going on in the viewport. So I need a new matrix, and this is going to be a 3 by 4. Again, I'm going to show you. I clicked 3 and 4. You just click the plus signs, minus signs, whatever you need to do to make it the right size. Now I'm scrolling this down just so I could see, and we can get this done a lot easier. That is a minus. You can see that the actual math side of things is quite simple. RREF of A, and there's your answers. -2, 3, and then a +2. I already forgot. -2, +3, +2. There you go. There's your answers. You're done. This is your X, your Y, and your Z. That's it. There's nothing else to do here. So the main thing that you're learning here is RREF, or row reduced echelon form, which is a fancy way to say solve. Now, I want to show you some things that might pop up. So it's very possible that we mistype something as we go. What if I had mistyped something? Obviously, we have some weird answers, and then you might have fractions. I mean, it is a possibility to have fractions on your homework, but it's a rare case. And so if you do end up with something kind of silly looking like this, almost always it's a mistype. And oh, I forgot that -3. Oh, now it makes sense. And so you could see how easy it is to fix that, okay? Now you can tell what to do if you're getting weird answers. Okay. I only do have 2 more problems, and these are word type problems from the homework. This one in particular is a very confusing problem, and so I want to talk about it with you and how this all works out. They're wanting this function ax squared plus bx plus c, but we need to find a, b, and c from these particular points. Well, we're going to be using a matrix, and these are x values and these are y values, and so each point is going to represent a row in my matrix, okay? Something kind of like that. And then we got -3, -3, and then we got 351. And the columns over here are going to be represented by x squared, x, always a 1, y value. And so I'm just going to plug those in. So 1 squared, 1, always a 1, 17. Here I got my -3 all squared, -3, always a 1, -3 is my y value. Last one, I have +3 squared. I got 3, always a 1, and now a 51. That's a 51 right there. And now this is my matrix. You could put this in just as you see it, but I'm going to simplify it. Like Desmos can simplify it for you, but I recommend simplifying it now because it makes it faster to type. So this two negatives make a +9, yet a -3 right here. And here, yet again, a +9, but a +3. So that's going to be the matrix that I'm going to put in. Just like last time, I'm just going to write the numbers up here so that I can see, because that's definitely going to be more efficient. Okay. Cool. So, same as always. I'm going to, first off, clear and erase all this stuff. It's fine. New matrix. I'm going to make it a 3x4 because that's the size we have. And I'm going to start typing these numbers in. So here we go. 1, 1, 1, -7, or +17, sorry. 9, -3, 1, -3, 9, 3. Be careful. 51. RREF. And there we go. So 2, 9, 6. 2, 9, 6. So let me write those things down. 2, 9, and 6. And we had a lot of stuff over here. That's my answers, okay? So I just wanted to write it down. I guess if you really wanted to be official in your notes so that you can say, like, what happened when I did all this? Again, how do we do that? RREF of A. And then we got a 2, and then a 9, and then a 6. Oops. Okay, cool. So now, how do I get the real answer? Notice that the format here, this is ax squared plus bx plus c, and this is technically my a, my b, and my c. And so then it's going to be a 2x squared, a 9x, and then a 6. See that same format in your answer box on the math homework program, okay? Just like that. So it is a little bit weird, but that's just how homework problems are sometimes. Let's go and do this last problem now. Okay, so I had to type this one because there's a lot going on. So traditionally, this is called the White House problem because these numbers actually line up whenever you get the answers very similarly to the White House. And so if you were to go and search, like, how many rooms, bathroom, fireplace, elevators in the White House, it would give you numbers that were pretty close to your math homework program's results. They randomize a little bit, so it will be a little different, but traditionally this is called the White House problem. So we're looking to find how many rooms, bathroom, fireplace, elevators are in the White House. And they give us these, I guess, word equation things, and we have to go and solve for it using these. So each sentence, starting here, 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 and here, all are different math equations. So I'm going to show you how this works. Combined, we have 202 rooms, bathrooms, fireplaces, elevators. So rooms plus bathrooms plus fireplaces plus elevators is equal to 202. So that's the equation for this one. It says rooms exceeds bathrooms and fireplaces by 67. So this is how I do it. I say rooms is equal to, exceeds equals, for just a second, bathrooms plus the fireplaces plus an additional 67. That's how it exceeds, because it's equal to, but with a plus added to it. Difference, what does difference between mean? It means subtraction. So fireplaces minus elevators is equal to 23. And then finally it says if bathrooms were doubled, and that could change on you. So this is going to be 2 times my bathrooms. Exceed, yet again, equals fireplaces plus elevators plus an additional 41. Okay, so these are the equations that we extract from the words. What I need to do now is put these into a matrix. And so my matrix is going to be larger than other times. This is actually going to end up a 4 by 5 matrix because you got rooms, bathrooms, fireplaces, elevators, and then equals a number. And we have 4 different equations, 5 different variables. Here we go. So when I'm looking at this equation here, I got 1R, 1B, 1F, 1E, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1 equals 202. Down here, it's not yet ready. I need to simplify it in a way. I need to move these over to the other side. And when I do that, I'm going to have a positive 1, negative B, right? When you move it over, minus B on both sides, right? And then minus F on both sides. I'm not going to do that every time, but you get the point. Negative. How many elevators were talked about? None. And then we have a 67 left over. This one's a little easier. 0 rooms, 0 bathrooms, 1, negative 1, 23. And then the last one, again, when I move these over to the other side, 0, 2 times B, negative 1, 41. So this is what I need to go and put in to my Desmos matrix calculator and get an answer. So let's try that. So it's pretty big. I'm going to try to scroll this a tiny bit here. And, well, we'll just do the best we can. You can see at least what I'm typing here. Okay. Well, I'm actually going to have to move it up to do some stuff. So matrix, this is now going to be a 4 by 5. And then I'm going to start typing all this stuff in here. Here we go. Lots and lots of numbers. But I got to say, I used to have to teach this by hand. We'd always have to do it by hand. You do not want to do this by hand. So even though it's a little longer to type all this stuff, it's way better than what it used to be. RREF of A, and we got some answers. And notice these are going to be the rooms, bathrooms, fireplaces, elevators. Those are your answers for this problem. And so you would just type those in to your math homework program and you're done. Like, I'm not going to write them. It's right there. There's your answers, so you're good. There are a couple other problems on this homework assignment, and one of them, I just want to mention it. I don't have it with me. But let's just say that I had a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, some kind of matrix that looked like this. And they say, go ahead and solve. And it's not right. It's not the right style. Notice that it's 3 by 4, 4 by 5. This guy here be a 2 by 3. But this is a 3 by 2, which is not the same as this, that it's always one more on the second number. So what we have to do is this thing called transpose. And what you do is you read down, but you write across 1, 3, 5, and then 2, 4, and then a 6. This is actually what you should be doing. And then you RREF and get the answer. It's a rare thing to have to do this transpose thing, but it is on the homework, so I just wanted to mention it. But it's, again, not a hard problem. Just read through it and remember to do that at the end. That's all I got. So, thank you very much, and have a great day.